Welcome back to another stream inside of the city. We're back again today inside of the city to get some more stuff done. And oh boy, holy, look at this. Looks like we've had a little bit more. Oh, I know exactly why this has happened as well. It's still going now. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I know why that has happened. Actually, no. I don't know why it's happened. I thought I did, but now I don't. Simple. Thought you weren't on tonight. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. I'm just on till, like, possibly, 5:30, maybe. Maybe not 5:30, but maybe about 6 or something like that. We're not actually going for the meal until about 7. But not my poor old. Good job, my Poundland stayed all right. I don't know how this happened because this is the normal save. This isn't the. This is nothing to do with the copied save that I made yesterday for the little Call of Duty fruity PvP map, whatever you want to call it. This has nothing to do with that. This is the normal save. So I think at some point someone put fire spreads on, and we didn't quite get rid of all of the fire here because we shooted off to record a Park Drive episode the other day, and I think that's kind of where we have unfortunately hit a spot of bother. I'll just try and fix this the best I can. I mean, to be fair, it's probably just a lot quicker to do this. Like, for what it's worth, like, that water's, to be fair, like, that water's not really doing anything. And I mean, like when you look how quick I'm getting rid of this. Poor old Conrad building, that's what I say. The Conrad buildings, you know, I just feel so sorry for it. It's been here so long, it's nearly like, it's just been here like such a long time. And you know, guys, I actually streamed a year ago today. Okay, I will be on in 10. Ah, fair enough. Maybe we'll have another round of our what you call it, our little PvP game or something. You know, we can still do it as part of the stream. We don't have to be, you know, building just because the stream says city stream sesh. We can still do a little, you know, switch over to PvP. Well, that's the fire gone. We just have a complete mess and poor old KFC. I feel sorry for KFC. I will say that KFC has had a little bit of a rough time, as you can see here. KFC's actually brutally had it. Poor KFC. Now I've got to find a way to fix this. Which, to be fair, I do honestly think I know how to fix this. Another auto. Yeah, I named this auto ages ago, and then I just thought, well, you know what? Yours can be that. You know. So yeah, guys. So yeah, if you streamers thought I wasn't on tonight, we usually do a thing once a month. Me, my dad, and one of my dad's friends. Where pretty much what happens is we go to a place called Wings, and it's pretty much it's pretty much an all-you-can-eat buffet, and you go and you pay so much, and you go and basically can eat as much as you want, and it's just like a big room, and half of the room is filled with seats, and then the other half of the room is just filled with a massive buffet. And you get everything from Chinese food to Indian food, from Indian food to Italian food. So you get like chicken, noodles, barbecue ribs, pizza, chips, sausages, Yorkshire puddings, roast beef, sushi, mussels, all your stuff. And pretty much you pay so much, and you can pretty much go and refill your plate as much as you want. And we usually go I believe the second Thursday of every month, and pretty much, if you don't know, a family member who I go with has been ill, and we weren't, sadly we weren't well enough to go last week, so I took the fall and, had to unfortunately accept defeat and not be able to go, and it usually means that once a month we won't be able to do. We won't be able to do Part Drive on a Thursday. Just for that one time once a month. Hi, who is online, bro? Just me and Harrison, but Harrison's not yet attempted to invite me to a party. So yeah, so one night a month on a Thursday, we will unfortunately be missing a Part Drive day, and we will no longer be doing a Part Drive just for that one day on that month. So we've got about pretty much 4 weeks of a Part Drive on a Thursday, and then just for that one day we don't do a Part Drive just for that one day, and then next week. No, not yet. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. But you guys should have seen a Part Drive trailer yesterday. Now, the Part Drive trailer just pretty much indicates a little like what's next type thing. For Part Drive, because Part Drive hasn't really it's gone somewhere, but it hasn't gone too far, if that makes sense, in terms of big things. Like when we used to do Part Drive, there's obviously been the house fire since oh yo, he's here now. Since Part Drive came back, there's only really been a moving in party, the death of a doctor, and a court date, and that's pretty much all we've really had. There's like nothing too bad has really gone down in terms of stuff, but something big is actually due to happen. Now, the thing is something big can't always happen in Part Drive. You've got to have them stages where something small, where you have a period of just small little things happening. You can't obviously have a fire every week and someone die every week and something tragic. You've got to go through that time where Part Drive is doing all right, but it's going going slow. Yeah, where people are living a normal life. Like we don't want to make Part Drive sound too weird. Like, oh, move here, someone dies every week and houses burn down every week, It's not a game of City Skylines where you're looking at a fire engine and an ambulance going round to someone's house every day to put a fire out, and take a dead person away. It's a little bit more. You got to have the normal times as well as the where you in the normal times you can make some like fun things happen. You can make some small little big things happen, like people opening new businesses, for example, someone getting a new job, someone maybe moving house or something, someone maybe, getting a girlfriend.
Oh, I've got another update.
Do you know what I'm saying? You don't always have to have these big fires happening and these big sort of like, these really big showdowns going on all the time. So I made a trailer anyway, more to the point, and the trailer kind of indicates as to what's next. So you've got the first clip, which was, obviously James opening his garage, and then you've got the question, will the garage open successfully? So what it means by that is will Liam, in other words, be able to make a go of his garage? Will it open successfully? Will he get his business? Or will something happen that will prevent the garage from opening successfully? Will something maybe not go right, or will something go wrong on the opening day? Anything like that. Then we have a scene of Sean trying to basically shout at Harrison, and then he's on about getting payback. So the question is will Sean get payback? Now you guys may not know or may not remember, but a long time ago, well, not that long ago, there was a storyline in Park Drive where pretty much there was a bloke who nearly ran Sean over, and he worked for SBSC, who was part of Jamie's truck company, and Jamie went round to Sean went round to Jamie's rather to say that he wasn't happy about his truck worker. He wasn't happy about what he'd done, and he wasn't happy that that this had happened. That he'd nearly been ran over by this truck driving dangerously, and Sean got a little bit mad, got a bit worked up, a bit angry, and Jamie didn't like that, so Jamie kind of told him the what for, and no, you've been a complete idiot about this. We could have civilized it, but now I'm not gonna civilize it properly, and refuse to sack this driver or have a word with this driver. So Sean decided to get payback, and so Harrison, in payback for flooding his brother's place, decided to get payback and teamed up with Steve Woods, who Steve Woods helped Harrison shoot Sean, and Sean basically got shot, and Sean and Harrison decided to patch things up and decided to go ahead and say, what, look, I won't go to the police about you shooting me, let's just call it this and that, basically. However, Sean's going into his money issues, and he's kind of going to be going down a little bit of a downhill. So what the hints are next is, how far will Sean go to get payback? Like, what's going to cause Sean to get payback? There's obviously something that's going to trigger to get payback. It's something that's going to say, it's payback time, type thing. I never got proper payback. You've annoyed me now, or something. Now I'm going to get payback. So that's what that scene is. Then I believe the next scene after that was it was Amir in the cellar. So that's basically, will Jimmy escape from the cellar? So we've got Jimmy obviously in the cellar. He got locked in there for stealing from a house, which in my opinion possibly is a little bit harsh. He didn't go ahead and get away with the stealing. He never stole anything as such. He was just kind of about to, and then got caught. And now I think it perhaps maybe has been a little bit too sort of harsh type thing. Like, he's been there a while now, if that makes sense. And maybe Ethan has been a little too hard on him. He didn't damage the house. He didn't actually get away with stealing anything. So Jimmy, kind of in a way I feel a bit sorry for him. I know, like, the end of the day, he did steal in the first place, which he shouldn't have done. But I still also kind of think that maybe Ethan as Jacob Wiggy is perhaps maybe taking this a little bit too far, if that makes sense. And he's been locked in there an awful long time now. It's I think it's nearly been a month. I think it has. I think it has nearly. I think it is. Yeah, I think it has been a bit of a while. So yeah, guys. So that's where we are with that clip. Then we've got we've got Sean banging on Harrison's door, trying to get him to answer this. So this is still part of the payback, and it's just basically how far will Harrison go? How far will Sean go? So, you know, it's kind of hinting like, is Sean gonna go far enough to do something that he's gonna regret? Or is Sean, or is this just gonna blow over as to something a little bit, stupid and petty kind of thing? Then you've got Noreen asking Harrison if he's going to take the cafe or not. The question is his. So if you guys don't know, a couple of episodes ago, Noreen sat down with Harrison and said that she was thinking of retiring from the cafe. She's had enough, stuff going wrong with that building. She's getting old. She's not getting any younger. She wants to go ahead and leave the building to him. So she can retire and hopefully live a happy life with Derek, because she's not had the brightest year so far. She's had a lot of things go wrong and upsets with, like a house burning down, a truck going through a cafe, finding out she had an illness that she never had, losing a best friend, a best friend's son going absolutely psycho and killing her granddaughter, to then find out that she wasn't actually the biological grandma, along with Billy as well. Her son's kind of gone a little messed up and barely lives around the area anymore. And, like, Noreen deserves that happy ending, in my opinion. And that's obviously, with retiring, that's obviously what she's trying to get. She's trying to get this happy ending and say, look, it's time that I retired. I'm getting old. I don't need all this at this age, and I want to live a happy life with Derek. So the question is will Harrison take the cafe or not? So you've got to find out, like, whether Harrison will take the cafe or not. And that's pretty much, kind of as far as that goes. And then I think we come to the final clip, which shows CJ and Liam coming out of the hospital as obviously Michael and James Robinson. And they are saying that, I can't believe he died. CJ says, and then Liam says something like, I didn't know him that well, but he seemed like a nice person. So I hinted to you guys a long time ago that I had a storyline coming up, which I couldn't tell you about, and it's going to start soon. And then it's going, the big part of it is going to happen round Christmas time. And it's going to be the cause of someone's death. So someone is going to tragically die from it. I also hinted to you guys that it's also not going to be a new character what dies. So I said that the storyline was going to consist of an old character and a new character. So what I mean by an old character is I meant that someone who's been in it for quite a while is going to be part of it, and someone who's not been in it for long is going to be part of it. And that is what they're talking about in that clip. So someone is going to die who has been with us for quite a bit of time, but then someone also who isn't as new, someone who's more or less brand new nearly, is going to play some part in that. Now the storyline has changed a little bit, the outcome has kind of changed for the better, I think, and all I can say is you guys will have to you guys will have to keep an eye out. But when I told you guys a while back that someone was going to die at the end of, which is now kind of already happening at the moment, that's what they were talking about in the trailer. It's just there's going to be a little bit of a different, different way to apparently a different way to for it all to kind of blow over, and
Oh
it's
my
also going to
god.
involve some more characters, if that makes
CJ,
sense. So
I
yeah,
played 17 hours and 41 minutes of squad.
guys. So I uploaded the trailer because there isn't going to be a part drive tonight because I'm going out for a meal, and that was kind of why I did a trailer. Well, I was going to do a trailer anyway, but I thought if I upload it today, then we're not going to go ahead and lose anything. We're not going to go ahead and miss really. Like I'm still putting something in the
On
place
squad,
of
I've
part
got
drive,
54
if that
kills.
makes
Duo, I've got
sense.
13 kills. And solo, I've got
So
24
yeah,
kills.
but guys, our graveyard is getting bigger, so I'll show you all the people in the graveyard which have died during the part drive series. So people like this, these are like people what I mentioned before the series started. So these are like the past people, just to make the graveyard look a bit more realistic, like people would have been here from like, maybe 10 years ago, something like that. So, um,
Like Ash.
yeah.
Like, I don't mean to stupid, but I'm just gonna mute you so I can hear people talking about Fortnite stuff.
Yeah, no, go on. So yeah, okay then. So we've got Shirley Woods. She was part of the series. She was part of Part Drive series.
And now she's dead.
Lisa Parson was part of Part Drive series.
And now she's dead.
Matthew Armstrong was part of Part Drive series. That was the postman, if you didn't know.
Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't know he was a postman. Oh.
Yeah, he was the... You see, the thing is when we had him in Part Drive, we never really had a proper name for him, other than Postman.
Yeah.
So I decided to come up with one when he died, and Matthew Armstrong is part of the series, is the Postman. We've got
Drop me
Mary
into the
Jones, part of Part Drive. She was Shadow's ex-wife. Shadow Baby. She was the nurse's skin. She was the sort of crazy, sexy lady who bounced off of every man.
If anyone's been watching the previous episodes, then you will know something about Sisters of Mary, which
there is a sister
of.
there is a sister of Mary here right now. Neil Woods, he's nothing to do with the series. He's just
I can do it.
He's just a past person who was here years ago. I think this was either. Let's have a think
Sarah.
of it. Yeah, this is Steve Woods' dad, and Ryan Woods' uncle, and Ethan Woods' uncle. And then we've got Jonathan Woods, who was Steve Woods' brother, and also Ryan and Ethan's cousin, but nothing to do with the series. Then coming down on this side, we have Steve Woods himself. So obviously, I played this person. I played him from episode 1 to about episode 29. Then I took a break from him when he went on the run till about episode 50. Then I brought him back, and he's been around Part Drive till about episode 100. And then Dr.
Longskull. You put him down as Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen. It's like like people call me Ash, but I'm pretty sure when I die on my headstone, it's gonna say Ashley. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like they for the respectful, they probably put the full name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, my dad's called Douglas, but everyone calls him Dougie, but they're not going to put Dougie on his headstone. Dr. Longskull, I played him. He didn't really appear that often. He didn't appear in Part Drive till I think about the 60s and the 70s. What I mean by that is like round sort of like episode 60 something or episode 70 something.
I was in when he was. I was in when he came in.
Yeah, and he appeared in one episode at the doctor's surgery to tell Noreen that she had an illness, and then he didn't appear again until recently when he told her that the illness had been wrong, when he realised that these test results had come back wrong. and all these people, the rest of them, are just fake. So now what I'll do is I'll tell you who is related to who. So we'll start with Alfred Wiggy. So Alfred Wiggy is the granddad of Jacob Wiggy, who's in Park Drive at the moment, and Frank J. Wiggy is the uncle of Jacob Wiggy, who's here at the moment. Becky Race is Noreen's mum, I believe. Is it Noreen's mum? I think it was Noreen's mum. Becky Race, Noreen's mum. Or was it Sammy Race? Or no, Sammy Race was Noreen's mum, and Becky Race was Noreen's auntie. That was it. And I think do we have another race on here? I don't think we do. Do we have another race? No, we don't. So yeah, so Sammy Race was Noreen's mum. Becky Race was Noreen's auntie. Steve Woods, obviously. Neil Woods was his dad. Jonathan Woods was his brother. And I believe there was another Woods here. Timmy Woods was also his granddad. So Timmy Woods was Stephen Woods' granddad, which is good. Laura Smith has no relation round here. As of yet, I haven't created a backing story. Nothing to do with Sydney Smith, who was in our Park Drive series. They've got no relation or anything. And obviously Shirley Woods was obviously Stephen's mum. Lisa Parson. Lisa Parson is the only relative in this cemetery. If you guys do not know, she actually is technically Lisa Johnson, but we didn't know her at the time. And if you don't know, Martin was adopted. Well, he was kind of left at the side of the road when he was a kid, and Noreen found him and raised him in Park Drive. So whoever Martin's actual biological mum, dad, brother, sister, whatever, where they were never anywhere round here. They were probably somewhere else up the country. So Lisa Parson is the only Parson in the graveyard because Martin Parson never had any other biological relations round the neighbourhood. Matthew Armstrong is the postman, and I believe his dad is here. Lloyd Armstrong is his dad, and Pat Armstrong is also his brother, who also returned round the neighbourhood recently. So Pat Armstrong was Matthew Armstrong's brother, and I guess there'd be some backing story like Pat and Matthew maybe didn't necessarily grow up together that well. Maybe they had maybe if mum and dad was split up or something, or maybe they had different mums or different mums or something like that, and that's maybe why there was nothing here. Mary Jones. Mary Jones is obviously, who I said she was. I don't think there is another Jones in the cemetery. Let me have a look. Laura, Betty, Viv Johnson, Betty Lodge, Bobby Johnson. Not that one. No, I don't think there is another Jones in here. So it looks like Mary. Mary, as we know, has a sister who's here right now, and she hasn't spoken to Mary for a lot of years. So I'm guessing the thing is, and we also know that Mary had a brother who also died, and they had a garage quite a few years ago, back in probably the 90s or something like that. Late 90s, and then obviously it stayed shut. So, and Mary has known to have been living round here for quite a while before Park Drive started. So things like that, she maybe didn't have much family, or maybe the mum and dad was already dead, but they came from somewhere else and they were buried somewhere else or something like that, which is quite good. So who else is related to who? So who we got here? We've got Dr. Longskull. To be honest, Dr. Longskull isn't really what they would actually put on his headstone, but we never had a proper name for him. So like, in terms of Park Drive, it's for people to know that that was that character, the Doctor in Park Drive. Otherwise, I would put his real name, if that makes sense. Or I could change that potentially and put the date underneath, Dr. Longskull underneath, and then put his real name above so people still know. He's got no relation here. He again must have just moved here on his own. Again, this cemetery is still a little shy. Let me redo this. Right, let me redo his grave. Actually, we'll create some. So we got R.I. Yep. P. Oh yeah, that's alright. We got R.I.P. Freddie Ward, Dr. Longskull. So he was born 1960, and he died in 2017. Right, so we've got Freddie Ward, so we need to potentially put another Ward. So I'm potentially thinking we'll make his dad. So we'll make his dad, let's make his dad, let's do R.I.P. again. So R.I. So R.I. dot P. And then we've got, so what's his name gonna be? We will have Nathan. We'll have Nathan Ward, and he will have been born in 1938. 1938, and then he could have died in, let's say, 2008, because it'd be quite oldish, but my uncle's still around. He was born in something like 1928 or something like that. So yeah, so that can be the Doctor's dad. So the Doctor here, Dr. Longskull, Freddie Ward, that could be his dad. And then obviously Nathan Ward. Nathan Ward will be the dad of Freddie Ward, who was obviously Dr. Longskull. So that's quite good. I'm going to keep Mary single and mingle from her parents. And I'm not going to make Mary have anything, have any relations here other than a sister who's still alive. So I'm not going to put anything in here as of right now, if that makes sense. And yeah, and I'm actually going to do something else, which is going to potentially create a really, really cool storyline for two characters. You'll see in a moment. It just kind of, in a way, came to my head, but I want to do it now that it's come to my head. So we'll do that there, that there, that there. I've got this, I think. Are you ready for this? Oh yeah, we need to do we need to do the RIP. Forgot about that. RIP. Oh, that's a shame. Worked in shame you can't fit that on.
Guys.
Yeah.
People in the party, if you guys go onto PlayStation Store soon, go to PS Plus area and get yourself Worms Battleground. Battlefield? Oh, alright. If you get Battleground, we can all have like a 4v4 because mine's downloaded now. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm not yet. Right, what are you playing? Did you say? Do you wanna have a game? Do you want a terrorist hunt?
There we go. We're done. That is something for a storyline. Think of the last name.
Robbins. I don't know any Robinsos in Park Drive.
Oh, it didn't fit it on. Are you having a joke?
I was gonna say I don't know any Robinsos, mate.
No.
Skippity bop bop. Alright, let me just put my siege in.
Yeah, it won't fit.
Skippity bop bop. Yeah, if I can actually find out what I've done with it, yeah. Well, if we do a terrorist hunt, because I'm not gonna get into a proper game because it ain't gonna end well. Skippity bop bop.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we are.
Right, I'll invite you into a terrorist hunt.
Now you can look again, Harrison.
Oh, I've left, mate.
No, you aren't. Oh no.
I've gone into 6 Siege with Skibbity Bop Bop.
Yeah, you have gone now.
Oh, you heard this? It's Man's Not Hot. It's a remix.
Yeah, I've heard a remix of Man's Not Hot. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave it here now. Like, subscribe, comment. Bye.
Skibbity.